Welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Janet Cresson. Today we're talking about one of my favorite topics. We're talking flowers and gardening. If you've ever wondered why that shrub next to the house just isn't doing so well, or how the pros get those tulips or petunias to look so fantastic, this guy right here is going to tell us how we can figure all that out. With me, I have Joe Vandeslunt, and he's with Olbrich Botanical Gardens, one of my favorite places. Thanks for joining me today, Joe.
Well, thank you for having us.
So you have something coming up at Olbrich that folks can not only buy plants, but they can get advice. This is called the Plant Sale with Pros. Tell us about it.
So our Plant Sale with the Pros is an annual fundraiser that we have at the gardens. It's coming up this Friday and Saturday. On Friday, we're open from 11 to 5, and on Saturday, we're open from 9 until 3. And it's a great opportunity to come find some unique plants, but also to talk to some professionals and pick their brains before you leave.
So bring in those questions. I know I have issues with some of mine, and it's just, why won't that work, you know?
Absolutely.
So what a great opportunity to get some advice. What kind of plants are we talking? Are we talking flowers, annuals, perennials?
All the above. So we'll have annuals and perennials, we'll have ornamental grasses and shrubs, we'll have edible plants available, so you can pick up some herbs and some veggies. And we'll also have a lot of pollinator plants. More and more people are concerned about butterflies and creating habitats at their home that will help butterflies out. Yeah. So those will be marked with a little butterfly sticker as you look around the plant sale.
Nice. Is that what makes this sale unique, or is there more?
Well, our plants are actually really special. So every plant that we sell at the plant sale is handpicked by our Olbrich horticulturists. And they pick them because they know they do well in our climate. But a lot of the plants that we'll be selling at this sale, we also use in the gardens. So you can find a full list of the plants that we plan on carrying on our website, olbrich.org. But then we have our professional staff too. So our professional horticulturists are there to answer any question. And we have actually a lot of volunteers that are master gardeners themselves.
What I love too is, did I get this right, there's no charge to attend this?
No, it's open and it's free to the public, and then the proceeds from the plant sale go to benefit the gardens.
Okay, got it, all right. So you have something there that's called the Pro Potting Bench and a landscape design station. What is that?
Yeah, so those are two of our unique services that we have. The Pro Potting Bench, you don't have to get your hands dirty. You have to bring your own container. And then what they'll do is our horticulturists will pot up plants for you. So they'll figure out where it's going in your home, maybe a sunny area or a shaded area, and then they'll go ahead and position those plants in there.
So they'll help you pick out the plants and they'll plant them.
That's right. That's right.
That is like no muss, no fuss.
Yeah, it is full service. It is full service. In our landscape design station, we partner with local landscapers, and let's say you're ready to tackle that next area of the yard, but you don't know how to proceed. You come in, no appointment necessary. You get a free 20-minute consultation with a landscaper, and then you leave knowing what's next for that next project.
So how does that work? Do you bring in pictures of your yard?
Mm-hmm. Yep, so you bring along some pictures. You'll want to kind of know, the problems or the challenges that you might be facing.
Like if you have clay soil
That's
or
right.
shade. Yep. Or...
Right, and how wet the area is, how sunny it might be. But, our experts will be able to help you plot that out, and then you'll leave with a basic game plan of how to move forward.
Is that just this weekend, or is that always available?
That would be just this weekend, so just this Friday and Saturday, but no appointment needed, so you just stop by during the sale.
Okay, so I have to get there right away and get in line, because
That's right.
I have an area that totally needs some help like that. What about folks that don't have the yard? Maybe they're in an apartment or something like that. What do you have to offer for folks?
So we have everything available. So let's say they're in the apartment. A lot of folks like to put something on their windowsill, so you could grow some herbs there. Or actually, succulents are really popular right now. So those are the tiny plants that you see. We'll have plenty of those available. Also little terrariums that you could put up. And then that container, you can get a container to maybe put out on the balcony.
So you're talking indoor and outdoor.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
And I'm a fan of the succulents too. Super cute stuff on those. Yeah. Anything else this weekend? It is going to be Mother's Day weekend.
You bet. There's a lot going on. So on Friday, all of our members receive 20% off in our gift shop, and every member that comes to the plant sale receives a free gift courtesy of Fiskars, which we really appreciate their support. We have a Mother's Day concert on Sunday. That's at 2 p.m., and it's just a $2 suggested donation. The New Horizons Concert Band is performing. And of course, it's a great time of year to visit the gardens. Lots is in bloom. We can also have a used book sale at our Olbrich Schumacher Library. So
You do
Plenty
have
to
a-
check out.
You have plenty to check out, and all beautiful too.
Absolutely.
All right, so lots going on at Old Brick this weekend. Check them out online. And thanks so much, Joe.
Yep, thank you.
All right, we'll be back with more Talk of the Town right after this. And welcome back to Talk of the Town. Now, I've got quite a crew up here with me today, so I think introductions are in order. With me right now is the R&B pop group, girls group called Trilogy. And with that group is Micaiah, Janae, and Tonice. And the guy running all the show, Greg Dolby, right there in the back. Thanks for keeping things on track, Greg. Appreciate it. So you have an event coming up to raise money, and the event is about anti-bullying. And that's kind of what your music is about, too.
Yeah.
Tell me about what your music is like, and that's what will be at this fundraising event.
So all of our music we write, and it's all positive and it's clean, so everybody can listen to it. It's very relatable, and it has a good beat.
So good music spreading a real positive, good messages.
Yes.
I love that idea. I think we need more of it. So the idea behind this event you have coming up is to raise money to take a trip to do more good work.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about that before we talk about where your fundraising event is. So the trip is to Nigeria. And it's with a group, I think you said it's called Beyond Beautiful. Who wants to explain what this is about?
I'll explain it. So the girls were invited to go to a trip by Dr. Jasmine Zapata, and she's the organizer of the Beyond Beautiful Youth Empowerment Tour. So the tour is all over the United States and Nigeria.
And Nigeria. What a great opportunity. But you need some funds to get there to do this great work.
Especially for the Nigeria trip.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that campaign is about, the Beyond Beautiful is about youth empowerment. And that's also really a great message. I think it'd be great to have more of that too. So the event itself is at the High Noon Saloon on May 21st. Is that right?
Yeah.
So you'll be performing there, and who else?
We're gonna have some local performers. We're gonna have Trending Topic, who won a few categories at the Madison Hip Hop Awards. And then we're gonna have the Jackson Twins, who also won a category at the Madison Rising Stars.
You know, speaking of awards, Greg, tell me what you said earlier, that this group right here, Trilogy, was voted a winner of something.
Yeah, so they also were winners of the Overture's Rising Star 2 years in a row in the youth category. So, and they've performed all over the place. They're a great group, and they've been together for 4 years, and it'll be a treat for the show.
That's amazing. That sounds great. So you said that you write your own music, right? So everything's original?
Yeah.
Who's the
Yes.
writer?
We
We kind of all do a mix of everything.
And what are your other roles in the group?
We all rap. Me and her sing. She's a DJ.
Oh, nice.
So we got a lot going on.
And Greg, how is it that you're involved with this?
So I actually met the group when I worked at the Boys and Girls Club, and they needed they told me that they wanted to form a group, and so they were so talented. I'm a music producer and a marketer, and I was so impressed that I decided to take them on as artists.
As their manager?
Yeah, as their manager.
All right. Tell me a little bit more about the music. So we talked that you write it and it's got positive things. Can you share a little bit more about what it's like? What kind of messages are you saying?
Oh, so we talk about like one of the songs that is the main focus of our campaign, Never Walk Alone. We talk about like issues that girls and teens are going through right now, and how many right now some teens are going through bad relationships. So we talk about some of that stuff. We talk about some of like how we want good grades in school and how we have goals. So most of our songs are talking about the goals that we have in life.
And how suitable that is. So the campaign is called Never Walk Alone. And I think a lot of, especially teenagers that are going through things, do feel alone.
Yeah.
And it sounds like your message is to say, hey, you got a friend.
Yeah.
We got your back, and we know what it's like, and it's maybe not as bad as you think. Alrighty, so let's just recap before we let you go. We have just a little bit of time here. So your event is a campaign called Never Walk Alone. and with messages about anti-bullying. It's a fundraising event so that you can go do some great work in Nigeria and across the country. And that event is May 21st at the High Noon Saloon, which is on East Washington Avenue.
5
Yeah.
through 7.
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
Everybody's welcome.
Yeah.
So
And everybody's
bring
welcome.
bring kids, everything.
Your whole family.
Yeah, bring your parents, cousins, aunts.
Alrighty. That sounds great. So nice to meet you, and good luck with
Nice to
that.
meet you too. Thank
Thank
you.
you for your time today.
Thank
And
you.
we'll be back. Stick around right after the break. Welcome back to Talk of the Town. Now, I know we're not supposed to play favorites, but I've been really looking forward to this interview. Joining me is Curtis Diller. He's the owner of, you ready? Kilwin's Chocolate Fudge and Ice Cream Shop on State Street. Thanks for joining me today,
Thank you.
Curtis.
Thank you much.
And for bringing some props.
Yeah, I had to bring some of the stars of the show here.
And I have to admit, I did smell them. They're real. And they look fabulous. They're just
Thank you.
beautiful.
Thank you.
All right, so your shop is Kilwin's, and it's on State Street.
State Street, yep,
Okay.
right across the street from the Overture Center, the main entrance to the Overture Center. So
Very nice. I actually like your address, 208 State.
there you go.
It really rings a bell. I did take a look at your website, and I was really amazed at the number of products you have, and was curious, what are some of your best-selling? I don't know if you've got a few of those
Yeah,
here.
I've got a few of them. Not all of the bestsellers. The actually one best-selling thing in the store is a fudge that we make. It's a sea salt caramel fudge, and that kind of hard to bring a big 10-pound block of that in today. But
Speaking of fudges, when I looked, I think there were almost maybe a dozen different kinds of fudge.
Yes.
That was crazy. You had double dark, peanut butter, sea salt, turtle, mint.
you paid attention.
Yeah, well, I was like, it just kept going.
There's a lot. There's a lot.
But what do you have here?
Yeah, well, some of other bestsellers that we brought are some of the confections that we make. This right here is my personal favorite in the store, the Pecan Turtle Crispy. It's a Rice Krispie treat covered in pecans, caramel, and chocolate. We make our own marshmallows, Oreos dipped in chocolate, pretzels dipped in chocolate, and we do an awful lot of giant homemade peanut butter cups.
Okay, so I'd be on board probably for the chocolate
Yeah.
and peanut butter. That is like the perfect marriage in my mind. And I can't believe that's a big marshmallow.
That's a big marshmallow. Yeah.
And this is a really fantastic idea on the good old Rice Krispie treat. Dolling
that.
it up like that is really a neat idea. So that's your personal favorite.
Personal favorite, and come October we sell. I can't make these fast enough. Our caramel apples, and my favorite is the caramel apple pie apple.
It sounds redundant, but
Yeah.
it's worth every bit of it.
It is.
That was another one I was impressed. I didn't know caramel apples could come in so many varieties when I was looking,
Mm-hmm.
again, at your website and checking them out. And there's something special about your caramel. That was developed by your owner,
Yeah.
Dan Kilwin himself.
Don Killen, yes.
Don,
But yeah,
okay.
it's a franchise recipe, and we make it right there in the store, and that's one of the things that kind of makes us unique. Our kitchen is right up in the front of the store, and we are cooking all day long, making our caramel and our confections for people to see. It's kind of fun to watch people walk by on the street and kind of smell. First of all, the smell gets out there, and then they stop and look in, and then they see us making our products, and that brings them in, and they have a good time.
It's all part of the plan.
It's all part of the plan.
to get us in the store. So you're the owner of this store. What's it like owning a candy store?
You know, it's a lot of fun. I've done a lot of other things in my past and whatnot, and I'm having the most fun doing this. And we sell confections, we sell fine chocolates and fudge, but in a generalization, we sell enjoyment. And that's what we love doing is people come in, they're happy, and we just elevate their happiness
Oh,
with
well,
good stuff.
yeah, it is all good and good-looking stuff, too. With Mother's Day coming, I noticed also that you have a lot of nice little gift sets. Would that be, something like this?
Lots
or-
of things that you can come in and grab and go. We call them grab and goes. They're quick get in, and there's lots of varieties. And a lot of customers experience kind of an overwhelmness when they walk in. They don't realize how many products we actually have.
Yeah.
But there's something for everyone there. So
Can you customize and create a little
absolutely.
something there, too?
Lots of packaging options. We have large candy cases, which have all of these products and the chocolates in the case. And you can tell us what you want to put together, and we'll find a way to make it look beautiful.
Make it look beautiful and have all of Mom's favorites in there, too.
Absolutely.
That sounds great.
Or we can put a plate together like this, or there's a lot of options.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue with a plate
Yeah.
like that either. And I'm not a mom, so. You said that you have the candy making right there in the front, and wondering you said that's what makes you so unique. Is there something else?
The whole experience as a whole, I think, coming into our store is a unique experience, and people are often taken off guard by it. They're on State Street. State Street's a place you go to have fun and There's a lot to see and a lot to experience there. But when they come in, they're met with a smile. We love seeing people. We're people, and then we get to smell the smells, see the sights. It's a beautiful store. It's a clean store, and we really pride ourselves in what we do. And it just, people feel that when they come in. And I think the experience in our store is a great, unique experience.
Well, that's your tagline, sweet in every sense,
Yeah.
since 1947.
Yeah, that's
All
it.
righty. Well, thanks, Curtis. We're already out of time. We'll have to sample these once we get off the air.
We can probably do that.
All righty. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much. Have a good
Alrighty,
one.
and we'll be right back after the break. And welcome back to Talk of the Town. This is our final segment in today's show. Joining me, I have Tony Castañeda. He's the band leader of, this is a mouthful, the Tony Castañeda Latin Jazz Band.
Yes.
Did I get it?
Yes, you did. You got
I've been
it.
practicing.
Good job.
Thank you so much for joining me today, Tony. You have an event coming up. We're going to talk about that. But before we do, let's talk about the kind of music that you play.
All right. Well, we are a Latin jazz band. We've been around since 1998. And Latin jazz it's jazz music that is implements the elements of Afro-Cuban percussion and rhythms along with it. So it's a fusion of Latin music and jazz.
I have to say, I was listening to some of your music, and it kind of made me feel like I was on vacation somewhere.
Oh, okay.
It had sort of that happy, sort of maybe tropical feel to it or something.
That has a lot to do with the instrumentation and you know, the percussive instruments.
And that's your department,
Yes,
right?
yes, it is.
You play percussion as well as being the band leader there. You said you've been together since 1998, and that's pretty impressive for a band.
Mm-hmm.
Bands are together and apart, back and forth all the time. And you've actually been doing it even longer than that. How long ago did you start?
Mm-hmm. Well, I started playing Latin jazz music in Madison in 1978. We had a group, Old Mecca, which was together for about 15 to 20 years. And
Wow, that's really
just
amazing.
kind of evolved into this group.
Very good, very amazing. So the event that's coming up is called the Indigenous Jazz Series. Tell us about it.
Well, it's put together by the Greater Madison Jazz Consortium. And what it does is it features local groups here playing original music. And it's called, I guess it's called Indigenous, because it's kind of digging jazz.
Okay.
But of course, jazz is indigenous to this country, you know. And this is the last in this series for this year.
Okay. It's coming really soon. It's
Yes.
Friday,
May 12th.
May
yes.
12th.
7:30. Yes.
At, let's see, the Madison Central Library?
Yes, Central Library, 201 West Mifflin Street, right across from the Overture Center.
Okay. Not only is this neat because they're local musicians with original music, which I think is really fantastic, but it's free admission.
Yes, it is. It's
How can that
free.
be? That's so great.
Well, the Greater Madison Jazz Consortium has done a great job of raising necessary funds and working with a lot of jazz musicians to kind of ask them what they want, what they think is good for Madison, and what they need as musicians. And musicians, one of the most important things they need is to get paid. So they do a good job of paying the bands well, and they have a great setup. They've provide the sound and seating probably for several hundred people in this space, and they find these spaces, and they're doing a great job. The Jazz Consortium's probably been around now for 5 years or so.
Okay. So it's Friday, May 12th, and it's at 7:30 p.m., so maybe a fun way to kick off Mother's Day weekend for some
Yes.
folks. I love that it's free. I think that's fantastic. So you're talking a little bit about the jazz here in Madison. What do you think about the local jazz scene?
I think it's good. There's compared to other cities of this size, I think we have a fairly decent jazz music scene. There's a lot of places to play. There's a lot of bands. If you go online or whatever, you would find that there's just about every night of the week there's some sort of a jazz jam going on. And there's also through the Greater Madison Jazz Consortium, there's also a big effort to nurture high school jazz. Like there's a lot of emphasis put on working and presenting the music of the high school jazz bands at East High, West,
Yeah.
Middleton, everywhere. Sun Prairie's got a great jazz program too. So we're starting to bring in these younger kids and getting them interested and keeping
That'll keep it
the jazz
thriving.
idiom going. You're right,
Right,
because some of us are
exactly.
getting old.
Before we go, Tony, talk about what's in the future for you and your band.
Well, we're almost finished with our new album. We hope to have it out. We've been working on it for a couple of years, actually.
And you brought one
we're
with
just-
you.
Well, this is.
We have about 30
this
seconds
is our,
left if
Yes.
you wanna
Okay.
give
Well,
that
this
a
is
shot.
Mambo and Muerte. This is an old album. We'll be playing a lot of music off of this because it's all original music on that this Friday for the Indigenous Jazz Series at the Central Public Library. But
Okay.
we're working on a new album and hope to have that done by the end of the summer.
Oh, okay. Well,
So-
great. Good luck
All right.
with that new
Okay,
album.
Janet. Thank you.
And I hope the event Friday night goes well too. If you want to join in, again, that's Friday night at Madison Central Library.
7:30, yes.
7:30, free admission.
Yes.
Hard to beat that. Thanks,
All
Tony.
right, thank you very much.
All righty,
Thank
you
you.
bet. We'll be
Okay.
right back right after this.